To play, I know it's not a new thing anymore, but to playing the same team in consecutive games, especially to the team that won?
Try to do what you did well and do it better, and understand there's going to be adjustments and motivation from the other team. So, regardless, you want to hold your home court advantage, and for us, feel like we did some things well. Other than the first quarter, I think we came out a little soft, and then ramped it up the rest of the game. I'd like to carry that over from the start today.
Tyler made a reference the other night too. Now we've seen the way they play. You guys do have a style, but are there any secrets in this league that you find out by playing as opposed to in the work before the game?
Well, we played 11 games, so I'm sure they had some film to watch before. But no, some of our guys are unique, and the athleticism and size and all those things present some challenges. But nothing guys haven't seen before. Harden or certain guys, and some of the things we're trying to do. But when you're facing Dylan, Tari, and some of these guys consecutively, it does pose some challenges to guys. So try to be aggressive, come out fast, and swarm everywhere, and that worked for us in the second half.
Where have you seen Alperen grow defensively this season?
Rim protection. I think I've challenged him specifically to do the verticality at the rim a little bit better. Play 2-on-1. We do put the onus on our guards and wings to get through and fight through picks, and so it's not a downhill drive every time, but baiting his guy into floaters, runners, and getting back to his on the rebound. So I think he's been better at that. Showed some clips of him, a few games ago, just letting guys go to the basket, and then he, came out and had 3 big blocks, and we've seen that in the last few games. And so that's one thing I think. Also being up to the level of the screen is better, much better. We don't love him back in the traditional center field drop or whatever, and we want him to be a deterrent up there, and so he's got better at that. And then the last piece would be off-ball challenges when we're taking him off the 5 and him being a roamer. And you saw him get several blocks and bail guys out last game, being a weak side helper.
Tied a career high last game, making 2 3-pointers, and both of them were corner threes. Was that by design, or is that just kind of what's the flow of the game? And what have you seen as far as his jump shot compared to last season?
By design, that he's getting the corners?
Yes.
Yeah, we have moved him around some. We love him in the dunker on the offensive glass, but we like to invert him to the corners more so than being on the wing. The teams are going to help off him until he can prove that he can hit above the high quadrant. So we've moved him to the corner more. Funny story, he made a long 2 late in the game. I think he's on the line and could have slashed for a dunk and said he wanted to get his career high with 3, so he stayed out and shot it, stepped on the line. So he's comfortable in the corners, and eventually as he grows to prove it above the break, we'll keep him there as well.
Also, the Vipers have a week off coming up. Of course, Cam played the first 3 games. There's a chance that we see Cam back with the Rockets anytime soon?
He will be back.
Coach, we haven't seen that breakout game from Jabari yet. I know that a couple of other players started off slow, but they were able to pick themselves up. What is it going to take to get Jabari going so he can have that breakout game as well?
I think all the intangibles that everybody has to do when their shot's not falling, impacting the game other ways, and we talk to everybody about all those small things and not letting made shots dictate the way they're going to play. And so for him, that's things he did well last year, and the areas he's grown in, offensive rebounding and defending, and be disruptive that way. And the shots are going to fall or not. If you take the right ones, you'll eventually come out of a shooting slump, and some of our guys have done that already this year. But yeah, just impacting the game the other way. We want to get some easy ones for him, get the free throw line, get something downhill, and not just rely on jump shots. And so up to him to do his part, but up to us to help him out as well.
What about
Chris Dunn had a bit of a roundabout journey to getting to the Clippers, ending up in the starting lineup now. What about him as a player gives him staying power in the league? Where are his most valuable skills to you?
Toughness and the defensive mindset. That's he was a big time scorer at Providence, but came into the league and kind of carved out a niche on the defensive end. I had him briefly in Boston. Didn't get to coach him. We traded him in the summer, traded for him, then traded him after that. So didn't get to coach him much, but talked to him before, and that you know what he is when you get him. And that's where he's kind of carved a niche out here. And I think with a team like the Clippers, a guy like him, Terrence Mann, those guys, those that do all the dirty work, intangibles are big for that team.
What about Tari Eason reminds you of Kawhi?
When he touches the ball, he gets it every time, and has really good instincts and natural tendency to go just get the ball in uncreative or uncharacteristic circumstances. But you see certain guys that are in the crowd, you know, they're going to get the ball, and that's what they both did. And Kawhi, obviously, with the hand size and all that, anytime there's a 50-50 ball or a loose ball or rebound, Kawhi came up with it. And Tari's very similar as far as that.
Is that something that you talk to him about or coach him with, or do you leave that completely alone?
No, it's a natural thing for him. Others we have to coach up to crash more, but he's always done that really well. And so just talk to him about when, you know, time, score situation, when to do it, who he's helping off of, and those little things. But really, when he's on the ball, him and Ime, you kind of let them do their own thing. Off ball is a little bit different, and they're going to be guarding the main threats a lot of times. You don't want them to rotate too much off those guys, but you also, you know, understand he's going to get burnt once or twice, and he'll make the play more often than not.
I mean, about Kawhi specifically.
Have I talked to him about Kawhi?
Yeah.
We all went to San Diego and worked out together a few summers ago, so we got some work with him down there. And he's a guy he's watched, obviously, and so it was good to see those guys together and pick his brain a little bit.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.